Hello, fourth grade. Today, I wanted to just really quickly review fractions with you guys, and we're going to go over the first problem that you just did in your spiral review. But before we do that, I want to remind you what fractions are. Fractions are a part of a whole. So we have whole numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go on and on and on. But if we don't even have one, we only have part of one. That's a fraction, part of a whole. So I wanted to remind you of these two vocabulary words, numerator and denominator. The numerator is the top part of the fraction. That tells us how many pieces we have. The denominator is super important. It tells me the total number of pieces I need in a whole. So let's say I don't have a whole cookie. Let's say I break that cookie into two parts. I need two pieces to make one whole. That's what we see in this denominator here on my screen. If I only have one of those pieces, that means I have one half. So fractions are a part of a whole. The numerator tells us the pieces we have. The denominator tells us the total number that we need to make up the whole. The denominator doesn't tell us that we need two more pieces to make a whole. We don't need three pieces to make a whole in this fraction on my screen. The denominator tells us the total number. Okay, so let's look at this problem that you had in your review today. It says the number of each kind of flower in a vase is shown. Okay, so this looks a little bit different than the picture I showed above. We have a vase of flowers. So I'm already thinking in my head, okay, the total number of flowers in the vase is going to be the denominator. It says which expression just means like any type of equation. Which expression can be used to find the fraction of flowers in the vase that are daisies or tulips? So I'm looking around at this problem and I noticed that there are three different kinds of flowers in this vase. I'm looking at the answer choices I have, and it looks like it's wanting me to add two fractions together. I'm thinking because the problem's asking me to find an expression that tells us the fraction of daisies or tulips, that it's wanting me to add daisies and tulips together. So I first need to think about how can I represent daisies as a fraction, and how can I represent the tulips as a fraction? So I'm looking here, and off the bat, I notice there are four daisies. I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tulips. So 4 plus 5 is 9. So there's 9 daisies or tulips, but it's wanting to find the fraction of flowers in the vase. So before I consider the amount of daisies or tulips I have, I need to see how many flowers I have in the whole vase. Remember, our denominator tells us the total number of pieces in the whole. So if I have 4 daisies, 5 tulips, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roses. I know altogether if I add 6 plus 4 plus 5, that will tell me how many flowers are in the vase. And I know 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 5, that would be 15. So I know we have a total number of 15 flowers in the vase. So looking at my answer choices, I can already eliminate F and G because I see that those denominators are 6 and 5 and 4, and those don't make any sense because I know that denominator tells me the total number of pieces in the whole, in this case, the whole vase. So I see 15 and 15. I want to add the ones that have the number of daisies and tulips because remember, that's what my problem's asking me to do. So that would be J. This 4/15 must represent the number of daisies. And this 5/15 must represent the number of tulips. So now I have a question for you. What happens if I add those two together? What's my answer? Well, I already know 4 plus 5. That would make 9 total of daisies or tulip flowers. What about the 15? Do I add the 15? No, I don't add 15 plus 15 because that would tell me 15 plus 15 is 30, meaning there's a total of 30 flowers in the vase. That doesn't make sense. Remember, when we add fractions, we add our numerators. We don't add the denominators. So it's very important that we have the same denominators when we add them so that we can add just our numerators together. Okay, hopefully that helps you a little bit, kind of get your brain back rolling into fractions. Good luck with the rest of your spiral review.